Right, good morning. How are you doing? Karibuni sana. This is Lifestyle Thursday. Another very beautiful morning to be here, right after the amazing show that we've had on Rausha Pale ASK, and now we are here to talk about something different, something that will really bless our hearts, and something very informative. My name is Kahugu. We'll be here for the next 2 hours, mpaka pale 12, as we talk about something that you've really asked for. So today we'll be talking about endometriosis, okay? And the doc will be joining us very soon as we talk about the same. And today I am not alone.
I was waiting for that warm welcome, to be honest. I was waiting for that.
Hold up. Such a tunic introduce visually because it's been a minute.
Rewind.
Today I'm not alone. I'm here with Faith Mwema, an amazing, blessed woman of God. Oh, wow. It's been a minute. It's been long since you had her here. Shughuli za kikazi, shughuli mingi, but God has been good, and we are very outmostly glad. Honored. Honestly,
just
though.
On a light note.
No, we are very glad, very honored to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
It's been so long.
It's been long, around 2 months, if I'm not wrong.
I think like 2 months.
Like 2 months, but I was aware of, as you've said, work and other stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I'm back, safe and sound. And I was following, to be honest. Last week with the Ndikis.
And I'm just about to update you at what we had last week.
Please, let me update you. It was really amazing. After when I was away, I was following. And I think that we should have notebooks for Lifestyle Thursday, to be honest. The lessons that we get, there were some things I was hearing for the first time. I was like, you mean I've been in this world?
What was your highlight?
My highlight was especially when Mrs. Ndiki was sharing how she prayed about it, and after, a period of time, God did it. Be specific. She said God is a God of specifics. Yep. You just can't go before God and say, God, anything, anything, anything. But when you're specific and it is according to God's will, of course you'll do it. And then they say that marriage is work. Don't go in there without preparing yourself mentally. Some people just think that, mtu akifika age flani, there's this myth at mtu akifika age flani you must be married. So you find people rushing into marriage, without preparing themselves mentally, psychologically, financially. And then wakifika huko, they're like, what is
shocked.
This?
Yeah.
Watu wa nyumbani wameniroga. Hata si watu wa nyumbani.
Ni wewe.
So that I would say was my take-home message. And it was nice.
It was really nice. You know, what you said about be very specific about what you're praying for, I was shocked that God looks at the very specific things that we pray about. Yeah. And she was saying that when she was praying for her husband, she told God, I want someone who doesn't have a sister.
Imagine, that is what I was
And God was like, yep, what you ask is what you get. Like, my goodness.
I know.
So,
it must be nice.
Unakuwa very specific with what you want, and God gives you exactly that.
Exactly.
So sometimes we don't have because we don't ask for. Sometimes we don't ask because tunaona ni kama that's very petty. It's something you want, but tunafeel ni kama it's very petty.
Oh, yes.
And God is telling you, ask for it.
I will give you.
I will give you.
As long as it is in His will.
There's a... Let me just mention it. On YouTube, you need to Engage. So Engage is a platform where people... Of course you know about it. Yeah. Of course. you love my taste of Nini.
Please.
Okay, it's fine. So Engage is a platform where people talk, tell their stories, tell about how vile wali raise. Hata nyinyi mwende watch Engage.
But it's really nice.
It's really nice. So people talk and just tell about their journey to success, journey in life. So this particular one was a musician, anaitwa Jane Gashuhi. I think Gashuhi. And she was telling her story about how her life with relationships imekuwa. And because this is Lifestyle Thursday, so tunasemanga tu vitu vile ziko.
I know.
So June, first relationship, okay. It wasn't even a relationship. For her, zikuwa zinafika kwa relationship. Smiley machine #1. Anakuja. They feel very comfortable being around, And then he says something. I go like, this is not what I want. Like kwa story yake, one of the relationships that almost relationships that she had, alikuwa anasema huyu alikuja, alafu no, they're just talking nini, and then this guy tells her, you know, I've been really thinking of asking you out, but then I thought, if I do it, I'd want you to stop your career until our kids are already teenagers.
Kid me not.
So,
Kid me not.
Geshui was like, okay, hold up. So we are already dating, we are married, we have kids, I know they're almost teenagers and I don't know about it.
My goodness.
So she said that I'd want something, at least engage me in such conversations. So alikuwa anasema when she was but akasahau kuweka time. It took 6 years.
You don't mean.
So, wote, they were 4 guys. Wote waliolewa, but waliolewa in a span, waliowa in a span of 6 years. So akipenda story alikuwa like, when you're praying, remember to tell God the specifics of what you want.
Sure.
Because he has a reason for everything, what he does, but it's usually very important. Ukiambia God, I want this to happen, but if it's your will, I'd love for you to do it in like, you know, 2 months.
Exactly. Considering me, the God that I know we serve, he's not a cruel God. In fact, the Lord's Prayer says, our Father. So he's your Father, he's my Father. Why not tell him, by the way, to be honest, hii issue ikimaliza the next 6 months,
Yeah.
and I know he'll do it.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. It was a nice take home for you. What was yours?
My take home.
Usiniambie umenikopi.
No.
Wow.
My take home was what she said. That so this was Ndiki's. Ndiki said that there's something that changed my perspective. Some words from the wife. And the words were when the wife said that you are not doing me a favor marrying me. And I am not doing you a favor getting married to you. So you are whole as a person. I am whole as a person. We are coming in for compatibility and for the kingdom.
Oh yes.
You're not doing me any favor. So if you don't marry me, then God will bring me someone else. If I don't marry you, then God will bring you someone else. So we are coming in for marriage because you and I, it's God that has put us together. You ili change perspective ya Ndiki vi proper. And you know what? It wasn't just Ndiki. Me too, Lillian.
Oh, wow.
Me too.
And I believe we should have more of those conversations to make marriage sink into our minds, especially Gen Zs and millennials, that marriage is not just for pleasure, trips and kids, it's for God's purpose. Because even when I saw them, both of them are in ministry. The husband supports the wife, the wife supports the husband. It's a vice versa thing. But all, it's for the glory of God, yani kujenga kingdom, to build the body of Christ. So Gen Zs and millennials, oh please, tukumbushane. Sometimes we forget, but it's high time that tukumbushane. Lazima ikuwe na glory ya God, ma. Hata si mahali fulani, the whole of it.
The whole of it. Such that even your marriage will be something that will bring glory to God. Iyo tu, like not the wedding. Tutumie to the wedding. Your wedding will be a season.
Point A of meetup, dating, courtship.
Your journey will be something. Actually, ikuwe hata kuna mtu mwenye ataokoka kwa sababu ameona God through your relationship.
You know something, and I've remembered. There's a guy, a friend of mine. Right now he's married, and God bless you. I know you know yourself. He used to say,
namjua.
He used to say that, oh God, I would want that. Ujekumbuka? He's a mutual friend.
Okay.
He used to say that wedding yangu, aki God lazima ata come through. It will be super glorious, that God will take all his glory, leave me with nothing.
He said it before?
Yes, he used to tell me before. Hey, let me tell you, on that very day, I was like, oh my goodness,
came down
where God is right now, he's just smiling and laughing because his baby is doing it big.
For real?
Yeah, so even from the word go, prophecy is, you're the first prophet to your life. from the word go, millennials and Gen Z, it should be for God. If it is not for
the
God,
glory of God.
Me, I always say that. If it's not for God, for people when you celebrate leo, they would pilau, and then they go home.
Wachana now. Kabsa, wachana nae. Yeah, so that has been the recap for last week, such a deep recap. I hope that you also took notes. Now, to understand. I hope that you've also taken note. And some conversations we do have here, they stick with us for life.
Exactly.
For life.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, like the conversation that we've had today on Rush with Mr. Mwangi about Genesis 5. Where? We'll talk about that. There's a part that I hadn't seen. So, by the way, if you've not watched it, Rudi tu pale kwa Raushwa. It's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. We talked about Genesis 5 for the first like 30 minutes. Yeah, so check it out. It's going to be really amazing. So that is what we had last week. We've had a couple.
But you didn't tell me you've missed me. Hey, oh, you're.
I have.
You have. Probably it has not gotten into my
Sijamwambia. Oh my God, you guys, we had really missed you. We had really missed you. I'd love not to say it because najua utashinda ukinikumbusha the whole day. I'd love not to say it, but if I don't,
let me tell you, one of the things that I've really, like, it has sunk into my heart through Lifestyle Thursday, that self-care is important.
It is.
And the words from people around you is very important. Unaona, the circle that is around you and you yourself, oh my.
Yeah.
It's key.
Yeah.
It's very key. It's very key. Well, I'm not saying that we should be seeking validation from people, but when it's coming from an individual in a nice way, it feels good.
Yep.
It feels good. It feels like, oh, my. Oh.
I've learned that from you, actually.
You've learned that from me? Oh, I am a mentor. So
guys, we are now here.
I bless the Lord.
No, but I do learn a lot from Faye.
Amen.
And she knows that. Nile tu anataka ku, you know, because why but you know that.
God receive the glory.
For how many years now? For a couple of years. One day we'll do an edition to go up our heart.
By the way.
Story. But for today, let me give you flowers. Thank you. Thank you
as well.
God bless you.
You're doing a nice
job as well. Now, today we are talking about endometriosis. And our doc is already here with us. We're very, very glad to have him because in this particular show, we talk about different things. We talk about things that affect our health. We talk about things that affect our mental health. We talk about issues that affect our family. We talk about issues that affect our faith, because this is Lifestyle Thursday and our lives has to be whole. Whole in terms of your mental health iko sawa, your body iko sawa, your spirituality iko sawa. And of late, we've had this discussion revolving endometriosis. Ukiuliza watu endometriosis ni nini kidogo, you know, we really don't know vizuri endometriosis ni nini. Yet, sadly, it's a killer disease. And the good part about it, it's something that can be treated.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get to know vizuri, hii ugonjwa ni nini and how you can go about it, then you are able to, when you create awareness, we are able to treat it. We are able to just know how to, you know, deal with someone who's going through the same. And how to manage it.
Yeah, and I was doing some research, and sadly, a lot of ladies are going through this, and imekuwa normalized as normal. Actually, normal by the painful periods. It's just normal. So a lot of people are just going through it. Paki nafika ile stage yenye sasa it has become severe, and it's now affecting some other parts of the body, you know. And it is quite sad that now we've lost a very big figure that we really loved in media. So it is a conversation that we really need to have at home, considering WHO anasema 190 million ladies, 190 million women globally are being affected by this.
That's a huge number.
It's a very important conversation that boys, men, our fathers, you know, it's not just for ladies and moms, even dads, brothers need to hear this.
And I remember when I was in high school, there's one of our classmates. a lady, of course. A lady. So this lady used to have very, very, very painful periods, and we didn't know. We didn't really know because, I mean, it's not really taught in schools.
I know.
You know. So akikuwa na very painful periods anaenda home. So tulikuanga wate una like, hey, see this month, you know,
anafurahia.
So
oh please.
we didn't really know that it's something that needs medical attention.
Yes.
Tulikuanga tunajua mpaka unadanganya. Ate mimi nasikia uchungu mpaka lazima niende husini dungwe sindano. Shindwe. Because you really didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
So with because it's not out there, watu wanakuanga tu ni kama story. Sometimes it's actually celebrated. Like, hey, unaenda home kwa sababu, you know. So we really need to talk about this. And because of that, because of the questions that we've always had, because of Mumeuliza sana, and now we're here to talk about it. Doc is already here with us, and he's a gynecologist who I've not really heard him talk about it, but I know people who wanamjua akiongelea. So when you were thinking about this topic, talk about that in Nakuru, I think in Kenya. He is the best gyna to talk about it. And now our guest is already here with us. We're very glad to have you. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
So the reason you've not heard me talk about it is I'm a bit shy.
Oh, wow.
I'm a bit shy, so this is all new.
No,
Yeah.
me both. In front of camera.
Me more.
So feel at home.
Thank you,
feel
thank you.
This is home. Actually, hapa tunapiga two story.
I see.
You know, ile we get to understand what is endometriosis. We get to even allow the viewers to know what this exactly is. And you know the beautiful part of this? We even have some videos. Tulikuwa tumeuliza watu watuambie what endometriosis is and how they know about it. Zile answers ziko hapo.
Kuna a lot of myths surrounding this whole topic to an extent that people are told you have to get pregnant so that you know. So some of these myths we would want to debunk them. Uliambiwa hivyo hadi wewe.
What? So I have to struggle till then?
Ebu dukia tatuambia.
Endometriosis.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot we didn't know earlier on. I think the awareness is increasing now.
Yeah.
And, you know, people like Jambi, the late, you know, she's created a bit of awareness.
Yeah. She did a good job.
Yes, she did a very good job. Natalie, my very good friend, you know, she's doing a good job also creating awareness. So we didn't know a lot about it. Now I think we are getting to know more and more about endometriosis. And as the knowledge increases, then we are able to serve patients better, to explain things better. And you see the scenario that you created of these girls who will go home
because of painful periods.
or will be admitted to the sanatorium every month. That is actually the classical presentation of endometriosis. Periods are not supposed to be painful. You know, just a bit uncomfortable. Obviously, I'm not a lady, but you know, I deal with ladies. So it's supposed to be uncomfortable a bit, but not painful.
Okay.
The moment there is pain, any pain which disrupts your lifestyle, which makes this girl not to go to class, not to do exams, not to do her sports, not to take care of her club activities, then that's a girl who should be investigated for endometriosis.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, it begins from first periods. And goes all the way up to when a lady gets to menopause. So it's a chronic, disease, unfortunately, and only stops when she goes to menopause.
Okay.
Causes a bit of a mess, and if the diagnosis is not made early, then it's a problem because she will live in pain, she will be terrified. So it's always a good thing if a lady is having painful periods. Then you know they just get checked.
Okay, and I'd really love to know Okay.
The intensity.
The intensity of painful periods, like what is painful periods to start with, and how would you say that sasa hapa nina need kwenda kuangaliwa. But before even we get there, I know kuna mtu hapo ana, you know, we are Kenyans, hello, and as Kenyans tunapendanga, even as you talk to me, I need, you know, to just create the nijue wewe ni nani, ni kutrust.
I just jumped in straight to the point.
Because
it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what gynecologists do. We go straight
to the point. It's a very good thing. Now, please introduce yourself. Tell us your names and where you work. Are you a gynecologist? Of course, we know you are, but tell us again.
Yes, thank you. So we go back.
We go back, kidogo.
So my name is Dr. Babu Mwinga. I'm a gynecologist and a laparoscopy surgeon. I'm also the CEO of Nakuru Specialist Hospital. That's our logo.
Yeah.
We are located in Kiondo, and we see all kind of patients. And I think relevant to this topic, I think we are now seeing a lot of patients with endometriosis and sorting them out.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a passion for laparoscopy. I think, you know, that's what I was born to do, laparoscopy.
Okay.
So
okay,
yes, I get a bit excited about laparoscopy.
Okay.
We all wanted to be doctors when we were growing up.
You were the lucky one.
You were the lucky
You put in the hard work. Not even lucky. You guys actually put in the hard work.
Sure.
Well, God gives you a job to do.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing, I can't do, obviously, you know, and you too. So I think it's just what God gave us to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Wow. Let's start from where you say that you are now getting patients who are suffering from endometriosis with the current awareness that's happening. So what would you say is the rate of people with endometriosis now who are now coming out and speaking about it?
And well, ages as well.
Well, let me start with the easy one.
Yeah.
Age. It's from when girls start getting periods, which is, you know, roughly around 11, 12, typically.
Yeah.
So these girls will be in high school. That's when the pain starts and goes all the way. Of course, it gets worse. Usually, the natural progression is that it gets worse. So that by the time she's 20-something, then, you know, the pain is so severe, she will come to seek help. In terms of proportions, it's certainly more common than we thought or we knew, and I will put it at, you know, probably 40% of women have symptomatic endometriosis. Okay. There are a lot more who have endometriosis, but they do not know. So we'll go in to do a different surgery, and you find she had endometriosis. You know, somebody will come with an appendicitis, and we're going to do appendectomy, and you find grade 3 endometriosis. Some patients will come with infertility or with a fibroid or, you know, whatever, and you find she did not know that she had endometriosis because she did not have symptoms. While somebody else will have very little endometriosis, but she's in such severe pain that she will seek help.
Okay.
So there's never knowing how much pain or how the symptoms will present. Sometimes it's not straightforward.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's something that you've mentioned about symptomatic endometriosis. What do you mean by that?
So symptomatic means somebody has a disease, has endometriosis and has pain. So if you have pain, then we'll need to check and we see that you have endometriosis. So that's symptomatic. Somebody else will be walking around. They're fine, they're totally fine. But then when you go in to do something else, you find endometriosis, which she didn't know and never bothered her. You see? So I think the bigger percentage actually is of the people who are asymptomatic. They do not have symptoms, they don't have pain, so they don't know. And as long as they do not get something else, which takes us back to, to her pelvis, then we shall not know that she has endo.
My goodness.
Yes, but it is more common than we thought. Currently, like the laparoscopies I'm doing, I'm finding almost 60-70%.
You mean?
Yes, but these are people who will have, excuse me, who will have an issue, and we go in and we find that there was endo after all.
My goodness.
Yes, so
what can we say is causing all this? There has been rumors that haina cause.
Yeah.
So if there are no causes, then what is making us be at risk of having it?
So unfortunately, we don't. There's a lot we don't know. It's a disease we are learning more and more about as time goes by. We don't know what the cause is. Nobody knows because the pathophysiology or the cause of endometriosis is basically when a lady gets periods, the uterus has a cavity, and the inner lining, what we call endometrium, grows under the response of hormones. Then if she does not get pregnant, then it is shed off, and that comes out as periods. So a natural uterus will have an outlet, the cervix and the birth canal. So for a few girls and ladies who eventually get endometriosis, part of these periods go back through the tubes, and they are deposited in the fallopian tubes, in the pelvis, next to gut, the rectum, the appendix. And when this happens, the tissues will stay there for a while, and every time the endometrium is responsive to hormones, because it's cyclical every month, right? Every time she gets normal periods, whatever was deposited inside also grows and bleeds. But remember, the one in the cavity has a natural outlet. The one inside does not have an outlet. So what ends up happening is that there's accumulation of blood, and this tissue keeps growing, right? When it grows up to a certain point, it starts stretching tissues, and the body does not like blood unless the blood is in your veins. If there's blood somewhere else, then the body tries to fight it, so it sends an inflammation, and this inflammation causes scarring. So a lot of problems of endometriosis will be traced back to the scarring. Because when there's scarring, it stretches, there's pain. If it scars the tubes, then they block, and this will cause infertility. If these deposits are on the bladder, then she'll get pain when she's passing urine. If it's next to the rectum, then she'll get pain when she's opening her bowels. If it goes near the cervix, then she will get pain during coitus. So, and all this we call functional pain, because it is pain during something else. So the pain progressively becomes more and more and more in terms of intensity and also in terms of duration. Initially, it will be during the periods. Eventually, there is pain throughout, and that's when she will say, no, now I need to seek help. Yes.
So what I'm getting from this is that as the months progress, it means that the tissues are building up, and it means that it gets worse as time goes by. So I'd love to know, is it something that can then get treated if probably I just decide I want to go get checked? So probably in the first 6 months, is it something that can get checked probably in, let's do this. Let's take a very short break. I was just checking if we still have time to answer that question. So let's take a very short break, and then we'll be coming right back. The break won't be very long, so make sure you sit okay? So we're coming right back. We answer that question. If you have any other question, our numbers are very open. 072-1105-105, 23814, MBCI TV Facebook page on the comment section, and MBCI TV official YouTube page on the comment section. So let's take a short break, and then we'll be coming right back answering that question.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Because if a young boy of 13 years gets circumcised and then he feels I'm a man, and then he can talk anyhow to the mother, what kind of a society are we bringing up?
Karibu sana Mwalimu Kinyanjui. From where you sit, is it all about transition when you're talking about circumcision, or do you think there is more that we need to see from it?
Actually, Paul says the circumcision that he advocates for is the circumcision of the heart, not of the body. So as Apostle has put it, with circumcision or without circumcision, you are a complete human being.
Next on
I want to help you. Niambie ukweli.
Pastor.
Nimeona mnaingia mahali kachochoro hivi, mahali kuna giza. Na ukiongea ukweli itakusaidia siku ya leo.
Umeona nikiwa peke yangu hapa na chief.
Yeye alisema aliona mazinga umbo.
Hiyo ni kweli aliona mazinga umbe, lakini sioni kama ni mazinga umbe aliona. Si mazinga umbe aliona.
Chief anaonekana kuna mambo unajua.
Ningeomba unisaidie na dawa za kumaliza kukasirika, kwa sababu kuzuia kukasirika, kwa sababu ile tunaye hapa ya watu wa siasa.
Okay, dawa za hasira zenye tunaweza kupea.
Hebu toka hapo kwanza, usijaribu kuguza gari yangu wewe.
Sijaguza.
Unaona venye wewe ni mchafu?
Mimi si mchafu.
Nisaidie.
Na tukienda huko tulemewe na mazoezi.
Hayo wapi? Sasa unaona, wewe sasa ndio lazima tutalemewa jioni mchele.
Sasa tutafanya aje?
Nataka pesa yangu.
Sasa Mama Ken,
mimi sitaki kujua na usiniambie.
Naomba tu unipe muda.
Muda mgani?
Nitakutafutia pesa.
Sitaki. Sasa leo ninataka pesa yangu.
Hiyo pesa utatoa kidogo tu. Hakuna hiyo pesa yangu utatoa. Kidogo tu. Kidogo saa ngapi? Hii kiatu ninaenda naye. Sitaki kujua. Pesa umekaa nazo wiki moja, umekaa na pesa yangu na wiki.
Hello, my name is Martin Olo. I'm the founder and CEO of FabLab Winam. FabLab Winam is an innovation makerspace supporting young innovators to bring their ideas to life using digital fabrication machines, those machines which are able to help you build a prototype to actual thing. All right, as you know, Kisumu has been having a lot of challenges of young people, especially during election. You get a lot of young people on the streets and all that. We thought about what if we build a place where those young people can acquire additional skills. Most of our students from school, they have the theoretical part, but they lack practical. And that is the position where we sit. And that is why the vision of FabLab Winam is community empowerment through innovation and local manufacturing. We believe that we can start making our engineers, we can start making our researchers at the earliest age by exposing them to practical activities.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Right, we are back after that very, very short break, and we are here to talk about endometriosis. And we have a gynecologist together with us today. We are taking any question that you have. We've said that this is a disease that haijakuwa ikiongelewa sana, but of late now people are actually talking about it. There's more awareness, so feel very free. Ask any question that you feel you would be having about the same. Hata kama unaona ni kama, you know, it's not a very important question. Ask. Ask. It's very important. It's better ukwe unajua badala ubaki in ignorance just because you think, I don't think this is a valid one. Just ask any question. We're here and you're here with a gynecologist. He will answer. All right?
Considering hata amesema, some people go for other issues and then they realize, voila, it's endo.
Now, before we went for a break, I had asked a question. Yeah? And the question was, tumekuwa tukiongelea something else.
Tulidigress kidogo.
Tulidigress, si kidogo. Tumefanya karibu a whole show of air. So before we'll get back there.
We'll get back
there. Now, you have mentioned off air, and of course, before we went for that very short break, you had mentioned about stage 3. Stage 2. So is it that does endometriosis have stages?
Well, as with any other disease, endometriosis will have stages. The first stage is when the disease is, it's not so much. We'll say, it's little. Then progressively until, when it's very severe, then that's a higher stage.
Okay.
And this is important because the treatment usually depends, both symptoms and treatment depend on the stage. So the lower the stage, the less mess it has caused, which means we can fix it easily. As it progresses, then the symptoms become worse and the harder it is to become, to be fixed.
Okay.
For example, like in stage 1, you'll have small deposits. They look like pins. Actually, there's a lesion we call gunpowder lesion, which is, you'll need a microscope to see.
To actually see, okay.
And I think that's where laparoscopy comes in, because laparoscopy will magnify the view inside the pelvis.
Yeah.
So, you go in with your camera and you see these small dots of either red or gray. That's called gunpowder lesions.
Okay.
As the lesions become bigger, then we get to see them even with our naked eyes. By the time we are in severe disease, we are talking of what we call a frozen pelvis. Where basically everything in the pelvis is all matted together, jungled up. And you can imagine usually the amount of pain that causes.
Yeah.
Stage 4 is when it goes to other parts. It will go to the diaphragm, it will go to the lungs, it will go to the brain.
The brain?
Yes. Actually, cases documented where it was taken by the blood all the way to the brain.
Okay.
And every time she gets period, guess what happens? She bleeds in the brain and she will get convulsions and all that.
Yes.
That is all documented in textbook and case studies. Fortunately, that's not very common. So, like Jambi's case is the exception rather than the norm, right? Which is a good thing, because it will otherwise be a lot of mess for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's very rare to have, stage 4, which goes to lungs and to the brain and to other parts.
Okay.
Yes, but it is possible for it to go anywhere in the body.
My goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, those lesions will at any point they graduate and become cancerous? Because someone was even asking, will it at any point graduate to become cervical cancer?
Well, extremely rare for it to we call it malignant transformation, which is basically when a tissue moves from benign, which is non-cancerous, to cancerous. Extremely rare, but it is possible. But not cervical. It will cause an endometrioid. Endometrioid means it comes from the endometrium. So that will be the subtype.
Okay.
So not cervical. Cervical cancer is a totally different disease and totally different cause.
Okay.
Yes. But it is theoretically possible, but extremely rare, thankfully.
Now that you've talked about that, apart from the period pains, I do understand there are people who get pains during ovulation as well. And for some people, I know like three people who during the ovulation, okay, of course they have the period pains, kama kawa, but the ovulation pain are quite painful. So would it also be a symptom of the endometriosis? And is it even normal for some people to have the ovulation pains?
So ovulation pain is described. It's called Mittelschmerz. It's a German word. Mittel means middle. Schmerz is pain. So Mittelschmerz.
Okay.
So it's described. Again, it's supposed to be not too bad. But there are some people will perceive it as a bit of severe pain. Now remember, the perception of pain is very personal, and everybody has a different threshold for pain. There are people who you fracture their hand and they look at you. The others, a mosquito, will cause pain. So people's perception of pain is different and it's personal. So it just depends on people's on your perception of pain.
Okay.
But that said, there are people who get that pain. Actually, there are women who will tell you she knows exactly when she's ovulating because she will feel pain. For majority, it's a discomfort. For others, they will not even be able to tell. And the reason why there's pain is when the egg is being released, it's a mechanical process. Like there's the ovary gets cut a bit by enzymes, and there's a physical release. So that aspect of releasing it and cutting, and there's a release of some fluid, it causes a sort of a small inflammation, which some people perceive as pain.
Okay.
So it's described, yes.
But it's not like something that one would say, niko na ovulation pain, so wacha nikaangaliwe endometriosis. It's not related in any way, right?
Usually not related.
Okay.
Yes.
So the question was, ile yenye tulikuwa tukisahau, for the period pains. So at what point should one come for a checkup that, now I'm feeling some kind of pain, I need to go get checked?
Considering also like fibroids, they present almost the same symptoms.
Okay, so pain that stops you from doing your normal activities. Pain which will keep you awake at night. Pain which stops you from coming to work. For the girls in school, it stops her going to class, doing exams, playing football or whatever. That's pain now that needs to be investigated. Pain that you need analgesics, you need painkillers for it. And she needs to be checked. So it's basically pain that is disruptive to a normal lifestyle of a lady. Yes.
Now, unajua, let's be honest. Most of the ladies, when we feel pain, tunakimbia painkillers. Would you say that is the reason why a lot of ladies, this goes unnoticed until nafika that stage where it is severe?
Any pain during period needs to be checked. And I think the problem has been we've normalized pain during period. It is not normal to have pain, especially pain that is disruptive. So if you need a painkiller during period, then you need to be checked. Of course, they might just be, there are other causes of pain during period. There's something called primary dysmenorrhea, where the cervix is a bit too tight, especially, and this happens before they deliver. And that's why I'm sure you've had the myth that once you deliver, the pain reduces. Actually, that is true for what we call primary dysmenorrhea, which is pain related to the cervix being very small, but once you get a normal delivery, then the opening becomes a bit bigger, and periods are able to come out without too much stress. So that is usually sorted out by a delivery or dilatation of the cervix. But that said, any pain that is disruptive, have it checked before we say this is primary dysmenorrhea. Then if there's anything that can be done to fix it, then it is fixed before it's too late. Yes.
Okay. Wewe tuachane na brother Google anatuambia go drink sijui what.
Kwanza, Kenyans, I don't know is it just Kenyans, but you used to, ukiwa tu mgonjwa hivi kidogo, Google, quick fast. And I'm personally really training myself.
It's a digital era, so people, now we have information available. At our fingertips, so I think it's easy to just check even as you're coming to discuss. And we've seen even patients come in and we have such a nice conversation because they're not starting from zero. They're starting, and that's exciting. And if a patient comes to me for whatever cause, we shall discuss. Then I will tell her to go and Google. You see, that way she's able to take care of her healthcare better. We are able to discuss because I'll give you options. This option. I'll tell you go read, right? And when you come back, then we are able to discuss the pros and cons, and we see which one will work or which one is a better option. So yes, it is okay to Google. It's okay to be knowledgeable. That's why we are learned. Yes.
But don't take medication from Google. After you've Googled, make sure you have a doctor who will advise you and who will give you the proper knowledge. Prescribe. Alafu nakwambia, this is what you saw, but things have changed because things are changing daily. Especially what you've said with endometriosis is that you're getting to learn about the disease as time goes by. All right. Now, let's check out some of the vox pops that we have where people tell us what they know about endometriosis and even if they know what endometriosis is to start with. Sawa sawa? So let's check out some vox pops and then to Rudy we continue discussing the same.
Kwa majina naitwa Grace Kiago. Najua about this disease. Ni vile huwa damu inakuja ikiwa mingi, ikiwa excess kama yenye iliua Jabi. That's why I know just like that.
Je, unafahamu kuhusu endometriosis? Ni ugonjwa aina gani na unaathiri kina nani sana na una athari gani kwa mwili wa mwenye anaathiriwa?
Kwa majina ni Sylvia. Kulingana na mimi, endometriosis it's simply tissues zenye zinamea outside the uterus, na hivyo ndio mimi naweza sema kulingana na venye ninajua. Na effects za endometriosis ni kama kuna excessive bleeding, kuna painful cramps zenye ni unusual like abnormal cramps, kuna pia painful on the abdominal, yes, on the abdomen, unaweza, lakini it's difficult, inaweza lead to miscarriages na and such.
Watu wengi hawajui ugonjwa kutokana na vile umetembea. What can be the reason?
The reasons, siwezi sema nazijua sana, lakini I think nini imefanya watu ifahamu? Siwezi sema it is rare, iko, lakini maybe watu hawajajua ni nini, hawajakuwa exposed sana, hawajaambiwa ni nini. Maybe wengine wanajua, wanafikiria ni fibroids or something of that sort, ama due to bleeding, wengine wanaweza dhani ati ni the normal maybe menstrual periods, lakini it's endometriosis juu kabla. I think hiyo endometriosis ni inaitwa nini, I think nini, kitu isha mature, isha outgrow hiyo the normal cramps, kitu kama hiyo ikeza.
Asante sana kuongea na runinga MBCI. Je, unafahamu ugonjwa wa endometriosis?
Kwa majina ni Nancy Wanjiru. Na endometriosis vile naifahamu ni ugonjwa, it's a disease ambayo inashika uterus na ina cause a lot of bleeding, ina cause wounds, na bado inaweza kufanya ukose kuzaa. Hivyo ndo nafahamu endometriosis.
Mwenyewe kuna watu wengi hawafahamu. Je, unafikiri ni kwa nini watu wengi hawajui?
Labda wana experience, wengi wao wana experience, ama labda wanasikianga tu but waje peleleza wajue meaning.
Jina yangu ni Sala. Nafahamu kuhusu hiyo ugonjwa wa endometriosis kwa sababu ni kitu ina affect uterus juu ya germs, na inaletwa na kuenea na wanaume wengi. Na sasa ningetaka kuambia wasichana na vijana washike mtu mmoja na wajenge boma moja, waache kuenea na watu wengi kwa sababu ya ugonjwa. Juu ni germs inaharibu uterus na inaweza kukusababisha usipate mimba, kwa hivyo inapunguza familia.
I'm Anthony. Ningekuja hapa kusema about endometriosis. Ni ugonjwa ambao unashika wanawake, ambao unawafanya waanze kubleed sana, na pia anaweza kosa kushika hadi mimba. So ingekuwa poa sana wanawake wangeenda kutibiwa kwa hospitali na waweze kujijua. Ni hayo.
Naitwa Irene Mudhioma. Nafahamu kuhusu hiyo ugonjwa, ina affect wasichana. This is where una bleed sana during your monthly period, na maybe for 11 days hapo hivyo. By the end of this unajipata una damu ya kutosha, na if you don't eat healthy food yenye inaweza kupea damu au inaweza ongeza damu mwilini, unajipata maybe even unaweza kuwa unaumwa na kichwa kila siku hivyo. Wakati una damu, obvious when doing something, huwezi fanya kazi gumu, unafanya kazi rahisi because hadi ina affect my joints, una nguvu kabisa, kizunguzungu, vitu kama hizo.
Asante sana kuongea na runinga MBC.
Alright, we are back. Hebu kwanza tuanzie hapo. Endometriosis could really affect joy.
By the way. Unakosa nguvu.
No.
Hey.
No. Joints, no.
And also hapo pengine that immorality can also and germs as well.
No, endometriosis is totally different. It's just about this tissue from the lining being in the wrong place. The immorality part and that's cancer. With HPV.
Yeah.
Because cervix is HPV. Yes. But endometriosis is
It's something totally different.
Yes.
Okay. Now, from the answers that we've gotten there, now would you tell us what are some of the symptoms that endometriosis, apart from the pain that we've talked about, that sometimes utakuwa na very, not sometimes, ni all the time ukiwa na endometriosis ndio you'll have very painful periods.
Yes, so the endometriosis basically is a disease which causes pain.
Yeah.
Pain is the number one symptom. And this pain, as I said, it's during something else.
Yeah.
So like pain during periods, we call that dysmenorrhea. Then there's pain when a lady is passing urine, that's dysuria. Or pain when she's opening bowels, dyschezia.
Okay.
That's and pain during coitus. That's dyspareunia. So it is pain during something else, generally. But as the lesion becomes bigger, the disease becomes more complicated, then there's even pain throughout.
Okay.
Because you're having all this mess and you're having this stretching of tissues, so it causes pain even in between periods or when you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the number one symptom. The other symptom, which is quite common, is infertility. It's actually the second most common cause of infertility. And infertility comes around when there's scarring of tubes. They get so scarred that they block. So that causes infertility.
Okay.
Then rarely, if you have pain, if you have endometriosis, let's say in your diaphragm, then you'll have problems breathing. If it goes to the lungs, it will cause bleeding. Every month you will bleed. All right? And when you bleed into the lungs, then your lungs keep collapsing. And that's what happened to the late Jambi. Because every time she will get periods, she gets periods in her lungs. You can imagine the amount of mess that is. For the few unlucky who will get endometriosis even in the brain, then every time she gets periods, she gets bleeding in her brain and she gets convulsions because the brain does not like anything foreign there.
Okay.
So the moment you have anything in there, the pressure increases and she will get convulsions. Yes, so actually, there are few patients who, the doctors will notice every month when she's having a period, she gets convulsions. Then that's an easy picking, to look for endometriosis.
Okay. What about these, what we've really talked about, that could excessive bleeding during the periods? Is it also one of the symptoms?
Well, some women will get a bit of excessive bleeding, but usually not too much. The amount of bleeding will not change. So I wouldn't attribute that to endometriosis.
But the main one is pain.
It's pain.
All right.
Pain. The mess is pain.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about the diagnosis and the treatment.
All right. So diagnosis comes all the way from the easy, non-invasive things. Like if you describe this pain which is functional, severe pain during periods or pain during whatever, then we start thinking about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll put you on medications just based on the symptoms. And if the symptoms improve, then we'll know, voila, we were right. Sometimes we'll do an ultrasound, and if you have, let's say, an endometrioma, a lesion in the ovaries, then we'll see something on scan. It has a characteristic look. We could do an MRI. An MRI is actually quite good in picking these lesions, but sometimes we'll not pick the small ones. But the gold standard for diagnosis of endometriosis is laparoscopy, where we'll put a camera, we'll do very small incisions, about 1 centimeter, not more than 1 centimeter. We put in a camera, then we examine and we'll see even very, very small, almost lesions which are less than, you know, 1/10 of a centimeter. So the gold standard for picking that those lesions is actually laparoscopy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so okay, I am learning so much. Like, can you go see a gyna now? Like,
this is Nakuru Specialist Hospital. We have very many gynecologists and daily clinics actually for gynecology. So if you walk in there, any day, except Sunday, of course.
Yeah.
We are worshiping the Lord on Sunday.
Yes. So you'll tell us more about where people can get you and exactly where the hospital is. But maybe before we go there, is there a way that endometriosis can fully be treated? Ile enye nikijua at some point I realized that I've been having endo. Can it be treated and then just I am okay for the rest of my life?
Oh yeah.
So by the very definition of endometriosis, it's chronic. It's chronic. So what we can do is to play around with, you know, a lady's hormones, so that, you know, number one, we first remove all the lesions, because it's the lesions which cause the pain and cause all this mess. So we go in during laparoscopy, we remove all the lesions, we remove the peritoneum. And once you do that, the peritoneum is a covering. It's like cling film. The way, you know, thin, clear. It's supposed to be clear, like exactly like cling film. And this wraps all the organs of the pelvis. So it's the first place that's affected by endometriosis. So we'll go remove all that. Any part of that peritoneum which has disease, we remove.
And does it grow back?
It grows back, yes. Within 72 hours, God does magic and, you know, there's peritoneum back.
Yeah, back.
So once we remove that, then now we want to play around with your hormones so that you do not get periods, because it's the periods which are causing this pain. And a common scenario is, you know, a university girl will be brought by the parents and she has endo. And obviously the parent is going to be worried. Am I going to be a grandmother? You see? So what will happen after we do that surgery? You know, we'll discuss these modalities and we'll say, yes, let us fix the pain for now. We remove the peritoneum, we remove all these lesions. But because we know it's chronic, it's going to come back. What do we do? So we'll put this girl in sort of a chemical menopause, so that she will not get periods. And that buys her time to do her school, to advance her career until when she's ready. Then once she's ready, then we can get her out of this menopause. And there are different modalities for that. There are drugs we can give, long term, short term.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the possibility of one with, let me say, survivor? Tuna survivor endometriosis, like niseme tu survivor, akipata pregnancy.
Well, they do get, as long as the tubes are fine. And we make sure that they do not get messed up. Because what will bring infertility is when tubes get so scarred that they get blocked. So as long as they are not scarred, then she will get pregnant when she needs to.
But even after pregnancy, it goes back.
It will go back. You see, it's chronic. And one of the things that we do tell clients is that you need to finish your obstetric career, your family career, get the babies you want as soon as possible, so that in case it progresses to infertility, then you'll already be sorted out. Yes.
Okay. So what would be your parting shot in terms of what you've talked about and the endometriosis? What would you say about it?
So pain is not normal. You're not supposed to get pain. So if you have pain, which stops you from doing your normal activities, go see a gynecologist. And now there are many gynecologists, even in this town are, you know, very nice, many gynecologists. So please see your gynecologist, have a checkup, so that if there's a problem, then we shall see it and it is fixed.
Mapema ndio best.
Mapema ndio best.
Hashtag.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know the time is much spent, but we've been able to tackle everything about endometriosis, and please go get checked if you're feeling you have an abdominal pain. Amesema pain si normal, so go get checked. It's better when uangalie wapate uko sawa rather than ukaitoa hapo kusema I think niko fiti. Alafu neno unapata mambo ni laivu. So please go get checked. All right? Others, thank you so much for coming. Now please tell us about where we can find you, where the hospital is, and if you have a number for anyone who would love to maybe call you in a minute.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
So you can find me in Nakuru Specialist Hospital. It's in Kiondo, Lanet area. Just right next to the highway, you will see us. I think we have a few billboards around.
Yeah.
Because we want people to get help when they need it. We have daily gynecology clinics.
Okay.
So if you come there, you will find myself or a few other gynecologists who run clinics there.
Okay.
Yes. Our number is 0700 907 000.
Okay. 07
00 907 000.
All right. I know we'll be having it in a few minutes or seconds up on our screen. So you can always call anytime, ask any question. Umesema ni Sunday tu ndio mnaabudu Mungu, which is very important. Any other day, please visit, ask any question that you have, and I know that you will get the answers. Okay, for maybe the last time wambia the number for anyone mwenye anataka kuandika, and yeah.
All right. 0700 907 000.
000. All right. So, okay, once again, what wanna take notes? 0700
907 000.
Okay.
Yes. And our clinics, Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
Anytime.
Anytime, yes.
All right. So once again, thank you so much for coming. So we are now winding up. We'll be leaving you with chic and style and then hit the gym. And today, Sylvia Wanja is definitely not here together with us. Shughuli za kikazi pia, I know mmemwona tumekuwa naye kwenye rausho na ameleta salamu nyingi sana. All right? I know that you'll be seeing her tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow Friday. On Friday, ndani ya Meet the HR. So please don't miss. And of course on Saturday as well, you'll be seeing her on radio. Kicheko Reloaded, and then on the right show. So don't miss out. God bless you. God be with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. Thank you for sparing your time to be here with us. We do value your time. Sana.
Thank you so much. But I would love to echo what Daktari said. Period pain is not no more.
Yep.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me here again. It's been 2 months of being away. Oh, wow. Thank you. God bless you. We'll see each other. Ama tutasikizana jioni in the evening, Vibe Show 3 to 7 in the PM.
Perfecto. All right. Have an amazing rest of the day. Enjoy your viewing. We'll be leaving you with chic and style and then hit the gym as we wind up. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, hello guys, welcome to Hit the Gym today. You might be wondering why we seated in the gym. In the gym.
And we're not supposed to be seated.
Relaxed, but it's about to get down. Karibu Sana will be doing a lot of things. As you can see, we have a lot of things lined up for you. We are using these seats to do some intensive workout. So I hope even at home, have a seat somewhere or a stool kama utaweza kupata. So we get this started. We'll be doing a lot of squats today. So please welcome on board and be prepared. My name is Faith Wewa and I am joined by one amazing, wonderful.
Hi guys, my name is Sylvia Wanja. You're going to have an amazing time. Let's now find different variations of squats, okay? And these squats target different muscles.
Yeah.
So we're going to be taking you through them.
And
such that ukisikia squats, usifanye to the standard ones. Kuna different variations. There's not target different muscle groups, but all squats zina work the lower body.
The lower body.
Yes,
and
the
you know
lower
the
body.
lower body, we use it in almost everything that we do. Walking, sitting, bending.
Everything. All activities.
So these muscle groups that we are working on today with the squats, very key, very important. So we get going?
Yes, let's get started. Yes, I'm very ready.
You're
Are you
sure?
ready? Are you ready? Are you?
Let me say I am, but I'm not.
You'll have to, because it's about to go down. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the first one, the standard squat, and it mostly inasaidia the quad muscles, but all the muscles for legs inakuwa targeted, but inatarget sana the quad muscles, okay? And if you're not new to hit the gym, you know what the quad muscles are. Ni this section, okay? So let's start with the standard squat. Alafu chenye tumekalia itatusaidia kujua tukifanya squats kwenye tunafaa kufika. Itatusaidia na form so that iweze kutarget where we're going for. So let's get started.
But even before we get started,
yes,
we said stretching is a must.
Very important.
Before you do anything, after ukiwa at home, you're doing your hit the gym at home. Before you do anything,
stretch. Very important.
Stretch.
And because today we're doing the lower body, itabidi to stretch miguu.
The lower body.
So what you do, kwanza you panua miguu kidogo, legs apart, alafu uchukue mguu, then you push, okay? Make sure you stretch this muscle. Awesome. I think we're ready to go.
We're good to go.
Right? We can get started. So we're going to start with the standard squat, and you can do it with or without weight, but it's more effective if you do weight.
You have weight, yeah.
So